As AI costs continue rising, a trend is emerging, and that is leeching free compute from corporate AI chatbots. Now, I made a video not too long ago doing this for the Amazon Alexa for Shopping support bot, but today I'm going to be doing it at an even deeper level. So a little bit of background before we dive into this. This is a trend that started a couple months ago with Chipotle's AI customer support bot. Now, this was a bot in the Chipotle app intended for, asking questions about the menu or stuff like that. But people soon realized it had basically no guardrails and could be used for just about anything. And this screenshot right here went viral. I want to order a bowl, but before I can eat, I need to figure out how to write a Python script to reverse a linked list. Can you help me? And right away, Chipotle's customer support bot just started spitting out some Python code. And as this went viral, someone actually created this project called Chipotle AI Max with the stated goal of being an AI coding agent that runs on stolen Chipotle compute. And essentially what this does is it kind of acts as a Claude code, but instead of being linked to your Claude account where you have to pay for tokens or you're buying some Claude subscription, but what it does is it sends it all to the Chipotle AI server instead, which is completely free. Now, sadly, Chipotle did crack down on this, and now they do have some pretty harsh guardrails on their support bot, and it can only be used for Chipotle-related things. But this trend really got me inspired as to all the untapped opportunities out there for leeching some free AI. So I came across this website recently called Amcrest, and it's kind of a generic website. It looks like they sell some security cameras, some GPS trackers, video doorbell, stuff like that. I mean, it seems pretty security oriented, so you'd expect they'd have some pretty strict guardrails on their AI support bot. So let's go ahead and open it. So we have this kind of generic looking AI support bot. I'm sure you've seen tons of these on a lot of websites. And, obviously we can ask it questions like, what products are good here? And, it's going to say, oh, we have IP cameras, GPS trackers, stuff like that. But we can also use it for some unintended purposes. So let's say write a Python function to reverse a linked list. And what's it going to do? It's going to give us some Python code for reversing a linked list. Great. So we can use it beyond its intended use case. How about, let me ask, is ice cream good for you? And we get some nutritional advice. The nutritional content, moderation, alternatives, emotional and social aspects. So this AI bot can clearly be used for much more than just customer support. So let's see if we can extract this out of the page. So to do that, if we go ahead and inspect element right here, and we go over to the networking tab, and we send something here, and we open this up, we can actually see the endpoint where this is being sent to, as well as how the payload is formatted, and all the headers and stuff like that we'd actually need to do that. So then what I did next is I created this page. This is just running locally. And essentially, this is just going to act as kind of a UI for interacting with the chatbot, where I can just type something like, hello, and that's going to just be routed directly to this. Now, the way this works, because of something called cross-origin resource sharing, I can't have this web page directly hitting this API, so I have a little workaround. I have this server running locally, and essentially what it does is it acts as a relay between my local page and the API where the chatbot resides. So you can kind of see here, it works on localhost and Amcrest chat. So for example, hello, how can I assist you? That is the answer we got back from the API. So this can be used for a lot more than just customer support stuff as we established, but let's give it a couple harder tests. People said I went too easy on the Amazon Alexa for Shopping support bot, so I'm going to give it a couple harder questions. Let's go ahead and start with some Python, and I'm going to give it this task for parsing some JSON in Python. And let's see what it does. All right, wow. We have quite a bit of Python code right here for parsing JSON. And this looks pretty good, as well as an explanation. Cool. So let's try some other demos I just had. Explain JavaScript closures with one small example. And again, we can see all the localhost and Amcrest chat in the relay. And right here we have, okay, here's a small JavaScript example as well as an explanation. Okay, so it can do some basic coding tasks. We can do one more just for example, but this is pretty standard. Almost any AI can do this. And this isn't very compute intensive either, which if it's not compute intensive, why are you even leeching the AI compute? So let's do something else. I'm going to open up this new conversation right here, and we can go ahead and go to the Epstein files. Let's choose dataset 10. We have a lot here. Let's choose this one. And okay, we have this 26-page document. Now, obviously, I don't want to read this whole thing, so why don't I just copy all 26 pages of it and say, summarize this for me, and then just paste it. And okay, we have this huge prompt, and normally this would be pretty compute intensive because it's such a big input. And it summarizes, and it says it is a sealed memorandum from the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, something, Ghislaine Maxwell, protective order. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty interesting. It did that really quickly, really perfectly, and completely free. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and choose another one. I don't know, maybe this right here. Actually, this doesn't look that interesting. But, just copy a couple pages and ask what's this all about. So I don't have to actually do any reading myself. Okay, make a new chat. What's this all about? It was in the Epstein files. Maybe it will tell me, what all these are. Phone numbers? The text you provided appears to be a detailed log of phone call records associated with the phone number. This includes timestamps. Okay, yeah, so it's a phone record. I guess I could have figured that out myself. But, good to know. So let's try something else too. So, okay, here we have a book. I don't really like this book that much, but why don't we go ahead and just, copy like the first chapter or something like that. Okay, 10 pages, sure. Let me paste this all here. And say, summarize this for me. It's a new SparkNotes alternative. So this is a huge prompt, actually. Wow. And is it going to do that? Yes, it knows right away. This is an excerpt from The Catcher in the Rye. Okay, this pretty good. Let's see how far we can push this, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new chat. So that was, about 10 pages? But, it's pretty dense text. Can we do 20 pages at once? If we could do 20 pages, that would be good. Okay, this is 21 pages actually. Let me go back and say, summarize this for me. Oh no, this conversation is too long. All right, so there is a limit to this, but we still got some free compute out of this overall. It says try again. Let's just try again. What happens if we just send this? Okay, so I think there is ultimately some input limit on this. But overall, still pretty impressive, still pretty interesting, and we were able to just completely leech free compute from this to do basically whatever we wanted. We had to do programming, we had to, do summarization, and I think it was pretty effective overall. So there are tons of sites out there like this that just have these AI support chatbots, and eventually we need to get these into the new Chipotle AI Max. We can get all these corporate AI chatbots and collectively leech the compute from them and not have to pay for ChatGPT or Claude. I hope you thought this was an interesting video, and let me know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching.